the way she didn't, I put here, I'd turn the table over. So that frugal luncheon, I can tell you now, I'd eat all that in one sitting. Like it was 4 slices of bread and all that cheap. I'd have that. No
that
worries.
wasn't even a snack for one person.
I know.
Yeah, that lunch spread.
It was so brutal in front of everyone that she had to say it, and she was so dignified. But I'd turn the table over in rage. Apparently, if you're like struggling to conceive whatever, you need to be relaxed. How were they relaxed on this really stressful trip to Africa?
I think they were probably the most they were relaxed ever, because they didn't have any kids around. They didn't have any of their general responsibilities. All they had to do was like something that they love the most and like can chill out on, which is the polio vaccine. They remember, also never forget, they got that 24-hour trip to wherever they dropped off Dr. Myra at. You don't think they stopped in a little hotel for the night and had a little, second honeymoon or whatever, like on their way back, because it was too late to drive back to Hope Clinic? Like, they were probably living their best life in Africa. That was probably the first time they'd really been able to like fully chill out in like the whole time they've been married, basically.
True. I loved that Sister Winifred thought she still had a dodgy belly.
Like 2 weeks after getting back from Africa. Yeah.
Oh man.
I
like the way she's that innocent. Girls, this week, I'm telling you now, so it's been a few weeks since we've been recording and we're kind of taking this bit of a break. But obviously we've not watched it for a while for this podcast. And when I saw it with Sister Ursula again, it just reminded me, I was just like, I can't watch it. And I literally had to watch it another day.
We should explain that we have been recording some and we're a little bit out of sequence. So for you guys, it has just been a week, but for us, it's been a few weeks since we've watched an episode.
And I genuinely just shouted F off at the telly and turned it off yesterday. I had to watch it again this morning. It reminds me of when I was in food tech, when I was in the second year at high school, and I had a really bad migraine, and Russell Home in my class, should probably not say his name, but he won't be listening. We were making fish cakes and he burnt them. And the smell with my massive migraine, I just went by the bin and I just vomited in this bin in the classroom. 12-year-old me. What really annoyed me though was, so they have this first scene where Dr. Turner's there with Sheila in the hospital, like, oh, how are you? How are the children? They're looking after each other. Angela's 2.5. How's she looking after anyone?
Literally wrote this down.
Is like 14, so yeah, exactly.
Looking after.
I don't know. I really haven't seen them that much. Anyway, they seem fine, but I don't know. I guess I'll have to check in later. So
yeah,
like, God bless Timothy.
Well, they talked about that woman who came to see them.
Mrs. Penny.
Doesn't Timothy make some comment about like what he's making for dinner or something? Maybe I made that up or I dreamed it or something like that. But he's like, because in the oven, like it'll be ready at 6:30. Pops.
No, Mrs. Penny had left it.
Oh, yeah, okay. People were leaving food on the doorstep.
Yeah, because they knew the kids would starve without an actual functioning parent in the household. Yeah,
well, if a 2.5-year-old's looking after the other one as well, we've got real issues. Ugh, I just put the audacity.
Ugh. Have you guys ever seen that thing where it's like, where do men find the audacity? Where do men get the audacity? And it's like a picture of like, like an anatomical drawing of a man, but instead of the appendix, it's like the audacity.
Have you seen the Why Are Men? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Right, so there's this meme online, Why Are Men? And it's the Men Are Headache, or Why Are Men as well. There's two of them. But basically, this one woman was like doing an interview thing, and this lady who English wasn't her first language. She was just like, Men Are Headache, Why Are Men? And it's like now this meme. Why Are Men? Well, I was going to say this story really quick because you two know about this. I got a phone call from school the other day.
Yes.
To go and collect my daughter. And I was like, already when you see the school come up on your phone, you're like, and I answered it. I was like, oh my God, everything okay? And they were like, yeah, she's fine, but she's been in a lot of pain. She's crying. I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, her tooth's wobbly. And I'm like, what? And they're like, can you come and pick her up? Basically, she'd been crying all day on and off. And the teacher was obviously like, just get her mum. Just get her mum. Because she was obviously so
I can't deal with this anymore. This kid is so...
But anyway, I turned up at school and they're like, have you got Calpol for her? Are you taking her home? I was like, I didn't know Calpol was an option. I just thought, like I would have just brought Calpol. Anyway, I just brought her home and she was just like, oh, don't go over bumps too fast, mummy. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I don't go over bumps too fast, mummy.
I was like that with you when I was literally having you, like your head was coming out of me and I felt like that. So don't you dare. I said, you're being really dramatic. Anyway, we came home and I got to look and I said, look, I thought we're going to have 3 days of this if this carries on. I'm not having this. She's just crying. It's just so terrifying. It just hurts so much. So she's very dramatic. I don't know where she gets it from. And so
no
anyway,
idea.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, I was like, well, let's try twisting it really gently. So she started twisting it and I just moved the hand and the whole tooth came out and I was like, for you.
So Ivy is having a lot of pain. She goes to church on the Sunday and she basically drops dead in the aisle.
Oh,
it's really heartbreaking.
yeah.
But she said to Barbara that her dress will be ready for Sunday and she'll bring it to church. And I was just thinking, I wonder if Barbara got a dress. But she did.
She did.
She wore it again.
She walked out with the package.
She made sure she would yoink out the dead body under her arm.
Now that
before the rigor mortis set in, she wasn't having the dress stuck under there.
I can die in peace. I finished Barbara's dress. Like, I've done it all.
You know what else I really liked about that scene though? When she walked into the hospital bed and she saw that she wasn't there anymore, she'd left a scarf conveniently for us to all know, like we're all really thick. Like for us all to know, oh, hang on, she's scarfed. There was Nadifa in this bed a minute ago, but in case you missed it, she's not there anymore, but a scarf is. Yeah, that's what I poured everything out onto the floor because I thought if I don't do this, I'm not going to carry on. So I just poured it all out so no one could walk on it. So then I had to do it. Otherwise, we just couldn't do it that day. Also, she asked this morning for a Barbie that came with 4 kittens. I said, you've got a Barbie and you've got a load of kittens. So she's like, no, I haven't. I went into a room and because I'd arranged everything the day before, I pulled out this drawer and counted out 6 kittens in like 2 seconds. I was like, there's your kittens. There's your Barbie. You ain't getting a Barbie with kittens for Christmas.
What was the one that she asked for last week? It was the Barbie that you could style the hair and do the makeup. What was that?
Yeah, and she had that in there again. Well, the main thing she's asked for this year is a Day of the Dead doll. So, you know, normal behaviour for a 6-year-old.
Dios des la muertes, mama. I want that. Why? Why do we have to see that? Oh, it was really weird.
Because Heidi Thomas?
Yeah, she's a real stickler. You know, not that you've met her or anything, Bex.
No, that's why I said her name. Like, is her name Heidi Thomas?
Who is it? Who are we talking about?
Who are we talking about? I don't read.
No, she is such a stickler that must be based on experience. Well, not her experience, but it must be somebody's experience somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a real.
Basically, Bex, what you're trying to say is Heidi Thomas squirted someone in the face when she gave it.
And she was like, I'm writing it into the show. Here we go.
You heard it here first, guys.
Should we hero and zero?
Yes, who's going first?
I've not given this any thought.
I'll go first.
My hero... Oh, sorry. I just thought of one. My hero is Barbara.
Oh, Barbara.
Have I stolen yours?
She was like, I'll go. And you're like, my hero is Barbara. Hang on. You always steal mine.
And I was thinking, I don't do social media, so don't know how this is going to work. But when and also Jen, you won't be able to do this, sorry, because you're in America. But I was thinking that when me and Alex watch the Christmas Day special, we could do some like live tweeting or something.
Yeah, we could do that.
I don't live tweeting.
Live tweeting is just tweeting. Like when you tweet, that is a live tweet.
I think the live tweeting means that you're live tweeting while the show is actually on.
No, I know that's what she means, but that's exactly what you do when you tweet. Like it's just live tweeting. We'll just tweet while it's on.
You were referencing the live tweet in the wrong direction, like not
Yeah, that's going to require Alex to explain some stuff to me, but it's a possibility.
Or what's going to happen is you're going to be on WhatsApp to me, just telling me what you want me to put into it.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
That's exactly what's going to happen. Then I've got a second question for you. And I think both of your answers are going to be very, very easy on this, but mine's going to be harder. My second question is for you is out of us 3, who would you have as your midwife?
Oh, okay. So wait, so we're going to pick our Call the Midwife first, and then we're going to pick our Recall the Midwife second.
Yes.
And out of you 2, Alex, you would just be on the floor.
Exactly. Your choice is easy. Mine's the actual hard Sophie's choice.
Yeah, I feel like both you and I, Bex, have a really easy decision, and we'll just choose each other.
But actually, I'm not great because I was walking home from work once and I did happen upon somebody who'd come off his bike and he'd really badly cut his chin and he needed stitches. and we were just trying to work out, he was on his way to a works do after work, and we were trying to get hold of somebody. Like, we stopped to help, we were trying to ring people for him. We were like, well, I think you do need stitches. And then partway through I was like, I am not okay with the blood, and to go off to one side and sit down.
That's actually making my decision a little bit easier. Also, I think you might be a bit harsh with me. I think you might be like, shut up and just breathe.
I do. I wouldn't. Yeah, I think it would just be Jen. And Jen really is screwed, because if she got either of us, I don't think it would be great.
Oh jeez. Oh, see, Bex, I could see being the kind of one that, like, if she, like, everything would be pristine. Like, you would have, like, folded the sheets a certain type of way. The pillows would be crisp. You'd have all the instruments lined up. They would be glistening.
She'd be very, very capable. I do think she'd be very capable.
Yeah,
my decision, until she told me
yeah.
that story, then my decision was very, very hard. But then she's just told me that story, so I'm like, oh, actually, I don't want someone fainting.
Also, do you think I wouldn't hand the baby over instantly, would I? I'd be like, oh,
no, you would just keep the baby.
Oh, you literally would just run off with the baby. Yeah, that's true.
Baby snatch the baby.
Me and Alex have gone to visit friends before who've got a baby. I was like, I'm going to hold this baby 90% of the time.
And I'm like, that's not fair. And she's like, oh, deal with it.
Bex is like, you can look at the baby. That's all you can do. The only thing you can do is look. I get to hold the baby.
Now, I just want to say, what has a wedding dress seller done to the writers of Call the Midwife? Because do you remember, this one seems a bit like to have put her out a bit. But do you remember the scene with Sheila with the wedding dress seller, and she really
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
maybe this is Heidi Thomas.
Yeah.
Heidi Thomas's own experience.
That's what I mean. all the alcohol they were trying to ply him with and things like that. Did it remind you of my mum, you two?
When we go over to your house, no matter what time of day it is or what the occasion is, she's like, do you want a glass of wine? I'll get you a glass of wine. Here's a glass of wine. And you're like, it's 11:30 in the morning.
And you can have a choice of any sort of wine.
Yeah. I know. And you've got loads. And then, like, before you're even done, she's like, top up.
Honestly, do you remember that time we all went to a wedding, and then the next day we were all travelling from Manchester Airport, so we all came to stay at mine, all the girls from uni. We were going on this massive holiday, like 10 of us, apart from our one friend who went on a honeymoon. Sorry. Anyway, we all went.
She lost out, honestly. It was really a bummer that she had to be the one to get married. Yeah.
So we all went on holiday to Spain, and it was amazing, but we were all flying, and basically my brother and my dad were taking us all in the morning.
I do remember this.
We were all pretty hungover from the wedding anyway, and we get there, and basically my mum was just there, and Jen, you were absolutely off your face. You were so drunk.
Do you remember the photographer taking photos of Jen? And we were like,
yeah, you passed out.
Oh, don't talk about it. It's a terrible.
I'm talking about the day before the flight. So the next morning, when we're all getting up at daft o'clock for this flight, we're so hungover because my mum's just been flying us with alcohol. There was like 10 of us.
Well, so wait. So the day after the wedding, we like woke up in our hotel rooms at the venue, and then we had like a day to kind of like get over
travel to mine.
Everything. Yeah. And then that night we stayed at yours, and then the next day is when we left.
Yeah.
So we did have like at least 24 hours to kind of like sober up before we had to get on a plane.
Yeah, but we didn't sober up, did we? Because my mum just kept. We were all really hungover.
We were. I mean, I didn't even drink anything else, but I think I was still drunk for like the whole of the next day. I mean, and I was, oh God, I don't think
I went to bed.
Anyway. I think I did go to bed because I don't think I slept at all that night of the wedding when I was, let's not talk about this anymore.
I don't think you probably did go to bed, Alex, because I was staying with you and another friend, but ended up going back to the other venue.
Well, yeah,
we had all these like,
we had all of these like really weird sleeping arrangements. Like, and I was supposed to sleep with you guys, but then it just all went so crazy that night.
I just had a load of roller cola cocktails till about 5 a.m.
We should probably talk about Call the Midwife.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway.
But it never occurred to me that my actual parents didn't buy me a Christmas present.
Yeah, I'd say that's more us.
And as a child, it never occurred to me that my parents didn't buy us a present, because I had we had like our Santa stockings, then we had a big present, which was normally downstairs, but it never occurred to me that my actual parents didn't buy me a Christmas present. That was one of
my daughter, age 3, was like, where's the presents from you? And I was like, oh, they're here. And also, she's the same one who said, why is the Father Christmas Eve wrapping the same as your wrapping? And I was like, Asda had a deal.
That's just poor show, Alex.
She was like 18 months or something ridiculous.
Oh man.
I did as a child. I once woke up in the middle of the night. My grandma was staying with us, and I did unwrap my whole stocking in the middle of the night. And then in the morning, I had to sit and watch my brother open his.